Hi, Gary here. And I mentioned before a circuit court judge by the name of the Honorable Learned Hand who was on the court in the 20s and 30s. And he was famous for saying many things, but one of them was there are two tax systems in the United States, one for the informed and one for the uninformed. I would add a third one to that, and one for the ill-informed. And so you're getting ready to file your 2015 tax return, or in the process of doing that. The IRS recently came out with their 2016 IRS Dirty Dozen tax notes, and these fall in a couple categories: tax scams, tax artists and tax preparers, and then really going beyond the tax code yourself and doing a lot of other things that probably are not good for you. So let's cover these 12 quickly here. First, let's go under the tax scams out there. Well, first of all, the phone scans. The IRS is never going to call you on the phone and say, we're going to put you in jail if you don't pay this tax bill, or we're going to deport you and do these other things. That just does not happen. So you get these phone calls, forget about it. Emails, they're phishing. They're out there phishing, trying to get you to release information. Again, they're going to be threatening you and doing other things in emails. The IRS doesn't do that, and typically don't start with an email. So again, another scam. Fake charities. Obviously there's charities out there. There's folks who are trying to get your money and saying they're a charity. There's a PAM you can go to and check charities out. You can always go through us and ask us about it as well. We can find out for you. But they're obviously trying to release you of your well-earned money. Then there's offshore tax avoidance schemes, and these can come out a lot as well. And just realize the majority of them are schemes that don't work, and just don't fall prey to that. Second category is really unscrupulous tax preparers, I'll call it. And there's three in this area. First, there's return preparer fraud. So this is where they have refund fraud or identity theft. Again, they're trying to get information from you and kind of luring you in by saying they can get a lot more, return of your taxes to you. There's inflated refund claims. Same thing. Hey, we can give you a lot more refund on your taxes than you had before. They could just sign a blank tax return. Other stuff, just don't fall prey to those. And then there's frivolous tax arguments. We've got plenty of ways you can get money back, and they're just arguments that are unreasonable and are outlandish claims that don't make a lot of sense. And so that's the tax preparer side. And finally, the third category, taxpayer abuses. Falsely, padding your deductions. Your deductions are what they are. Put them on your return. You start padding them, you're going to run into trouble. Excessive claims for business credits. We see that happen now and again. Same thing, beyond what really are really that you can do. Falsifying income to claim credits, and then abusive tax shelters. These kind of all fall in that last category where, again, we fall prey to and or trying to just find some way to pay less taxes legitimately, but doing it not legitimate. And by the way, when you don't report income, that's where they got Al Capone and Leona Helmsley on non-reporting income, and they throw you in jail for that stuff. So IRS, they don't have a sense of humor here. They really don't want you to be doing anything that's not in that tax code. Now, one of the simplest thing to do is to make sure whoever your tax preparer is a good tax preparer. Somebody that's been vetted out fully if you're going to a new one. Because that's the first place you want to go to when any of this stuff happens. You get the phone calls, the emails, crazy tax schemes, other things just don't seem right. Run it by your tax preparer. They can help you with that. Make sure you're not going down the wrong road and making a big mistake and having to deal with penalties and fraud and other issues that you just don't want to be dealing with whatsoever. So use reputable tax sources, and should be smooth sailing when you have to deal with the IRS. So until next time, enjoy.